Imagine that you have found a treasure map that, if you get it, will make you immortal and also the owner of a lot of wealth, but it is kept in a secret place where no one has been able to go for thousands of years. So, will you go on an adventure? Today, I will tell you just such a story. There will be adventure and tension every moment. So let's start without further delay. At the beginning of the story, a boy named Bay opens the door of a beautiful garden and follows a girl. A certain power is pulling him to the girl. After a while, the girl takes off all her clothes and jumps into the water. Then, after swimming in the water, when the two of them stand in front of each other, suddenly lightning falls from the sky and lightning falls directly on the girl's shoulder. This girl's name is Shirley. In an instant, the ground under her feet turns into soft mud and Shirley is being dragged into the ground. Bay tries hard to save her, but in the end, the muddy ground swallows Shirley. Suddenly, her eyes open with a jolt. Bay realizes that she has been dreaming for so long and for the past few days this dream is repeated. That afternoon, Bay went to Kai's house with one of his friends. After arriving there, Bay saw that their other friend Yak was surrounded by some people. In fact, Yak had borrowed some money from a businessman named Wang. But now he is unable to return the money. This businessman was actually a mafia member, so he wanted to kill Yak with his goons. But just then, Bay said, "Let go of my friend. I will give you whatever you need." Wang said, "I want the celestial sister. If you can bring it to me, I will let go of your friend." Actually, this celestial sister was a magical thing. Whoever has it will become immortal and will also gain a lot of wealth. But to save his friend, Bay agreed to Wang's proposal. He said, "Okay, I will find it for you." Then Bay went out with his friends and started looking for where to find the celestial sister. Eventually, they found out that this celestial sister was actually inside a cave and the only way to get there was through a cave. There was an ancient map drawn in a library and this map when Bay and his friends arrive at that library, they see a girl there but Bay is surprised to see the girl because he has been seeing this girl in his dreams for so long but he never recognized her before and the most surprising thing is that this girl's name is also Shirley and the girl had the only map to go to that cave so Bay tells Shirley we need that map. Shirley says I can give you the map but there is one condition, that is that you have to take me with you, and seeing no other way out Bay agrees to Shirley's proposal. They all take a boat out to that mysterious cave and in the boat we see a masked man sitting. He was actually watching over the others. Suddenly Shirley felt something was going to happen and he noticed that the compass in his hand was not working properly and that's when the old boat shook. Everyone realized that something big must have hit the bottom of the boat and so Bay sends all the passengers on the boat to safety. Bay and his friends were trying to look around in the water. What happened? Their boat hit something and shook like this, but the water around them looked completely still. Just then, a huge monster jumped out of the water and broke the front of their boat. Shirley was thrown into the river by this impact, but Bay somehow saved her. Meanwhile, the monster came back onto their boat. They had never seen such a creature before. Bay and Shirley and their friends tried to fight the creature with all their strength. But the creature's skin was so tough that their blows seemed nothing to the creature. They each tried different ways to hurt the monster, but they could not defeat the monster. Then Shirley shot a special arrow into the creature's face and scared it went back into the water. But everyone knew that the monster would attack again, so this time they planned to capture the monster with the boat's sail. So they opened the boat's sail and spread it like a net. When the fish came to attack again, everyone trapped him and he broke everything with one blow. Just when it seemed that no one would be able to survive this time, that mysterious man came and gave the man a high voltage with an electric stick he had. The monster immediately jumped into the water and escaped. Actually, this man's name is Dr. Sunday. He is a scientist and he has been wandering around in search of that celestial sister for many years. When he finds out that Bay and his team have found a way to that cave, he also secretly joins them. Then, while they were eating and drinking, Sun tells the others that the monster is actually the celestial sister. It was there to guard and there were many more dangers waiting for everyone. Bay and his friends did not know anything about this in advance, so after listening to the information given by Sun, they decided to take Sun with them. After a while, another girl named Lin came there. In fact, Lin is Yak's girlfriend. After a few hours, when they arrived at the area shown in the map, they saw a temple on the top of the mountain. No one has come here for many years. When they all entered the temple, there was only dust all around, so everyone was disappointed at first. How to get to the cave from here, but after searching for a while, they found a hidden switch, and as soon as he pressed that switch, a secret path opened, and along that path they reached a huge underground tunnel. After walking for a while, they came to a huge door, but this door had an ancient lock on it. But Bay opened that door in a short time with his intelligence. But when he opened the door, they were all surprised because it was like a different world on the other side of the door, because everything around there was covered in snow, even the path down was covered with ice. So it was very difficult for them to walk because the ice was so slippery that it was difficult to step properly. After walking for a while, Shirley suddenly slipped, and while trying to save her, Bay also slipped, and that's when they realized that this road was actually going downhill. So everyone started sliding down very quickly. Bay tried hard to stop Shirley and herself with a knife, but then they saw that the others were coming from behind and attacking them. What's more, this time everyone was sliding down together. Suddenly, they looked ahead and saw that where they were sliding, there were some sharp pieces like knives waiting for them. If everyone fell on those ice like this, then everyone's death was certain. But Bay then noticed that there was a narrow tunnel next to those ice. So he threw Shirley towards the rest of his friends, so everyone moved towards that tunnel, and Bay himself was moving towards his death. But just then Shirley they pulled back towards them with a hook. Then they all slipped from the pull and fell to the ground. Everyone thought that maybe they had survived like this time, but this cave was also very dark, but they had to move forward. So they all started walking together on the road. They saw the loss of several people. Dr. Sun told them that maybe these were the ones who had come to find Celestia's sister before. Everyone got worried when they saw this, but they died. How did the design say that there would be a secret door in this cave and they had to move forward through it? After a while, they found that door. When they were all trying to open the door, they realized that they were not alone here because some watery eyes were looking at them from the darkness. They saw some terrible dogs surrounding them from all sides. This time, if they wanted to survive, they had no choice but to fight them. So everyone got ready with their own weapons, but these dogs were so fierce and hungry that they were not afraid even when they were hit by Veda's weapon and kept attacking again and again. After a while, the number of dogs was very large. It's done. So we have to escape from here anyway. While fighting, Bay looks up and notices that there is light there, which means there is a way up. So Bay then wisely lights a torch and tells everyone to climb up the vines of the tree. I'm taking care of them. But when they all tried to climb up, the vines broke under the weight of everyone and fell down. But the upper wood tied to the vines broke and fell down. Immediately, sunlight entered the cave from above, and then it was seen that the dogs were really burning and dying in the sunlight. This meant that they must be some cursed dogs who cannot live in sunlight. Shirley took this opportunity to take the vines lying there and throw them up again, and now everyone started climbing up those vines one by one. Finally, when Bay tried to climb up, clouds came over the sun and the cave became dark again. The advantage that Bay was getting due to the sunlight for so long ended in an instant, and those fierce dogs jumped on the leader Bay and killed him. The dog is about to kill B, but the clouds move away from the sun again, and luckily, B, with the help of her friends, climbs up. They all go to a house in the city to stay the night. At night, when Shirley is bandaging B's cuts, she sees a mark on her shoulder. At dinner, Shirley tells everyone that she has the same mark on her shoulder as B, and that it is a cursed mark. Hundreds of years ago, when her ancestors took refuge in a devil's cave to escape the war, the devil in that cave, he wakes up and he attacks those people with strange creatures, and this creature's attack gives them this strange mark on their bodies. In fact, it was a kind of curse from that devil, and while this mark is on the body, no person can live more than 50 years. All the old people who were there that day died, and the descendants of all those who survived are cursed by this curse. None of them can live more than 50 years. Shirley also says that I came to find Celestial Sister to free my family from this curse, but I didn't realize that this road is so terrible, and so I want to tell the rest of you that if you want, you can go back from here and spend the remaining time laughing, because if you go this road, maybe none of us will be able to come back. But after knowing this, Beta promises Shirley that no matter what, I will get that celestial sister and free everyone else from the curse along with me. The next day, they arrive in front of the cave of those terrible dogs at noon. In fact, they had planned to go to this cave. It will go down exactly when the sun is overhead, and only then will they be able to save themselves from those dogs, but they will have only 30 minutes because after 30 minutes the sun will slowly move towards the west, so whatever needs to be done has to be done within this minute. So as per the plan, they all remove the cards from the mouth of the cave and come down again, and this time without wasting any time they open the underground door there with the key, and at the same time they reach another room underground and light a candle that they brought with them. Immediately the light starts shining all around. After many experiences in this mysterious cave, they all understood that there is some danger hidden at every step, so everyone keeps moving very carefully. But then after all they step in the wrong place, and immediately the whole cave starts shaking, and in a moment hundreds of arrows are coming towards them from all sides. Everyone jumps and somehow survives. Then when they were about to move forward again, some swords come flying from under the stairs. This time everyone is also running this way. They moved away and protected themselves, and in this way, as they moved forward, various dangers came upon them. But thanks to Beta's intelligence, everyone survived, and finally they reached the place where the celestial sister was kept. Beta then took the sister floating above the void with her, and then Shirley saw many huge Macarses running towards them. They all started fighting with the Macarses, but since the Macarses were too numerous, it was impossible to defeat them. So then Beta noticed that the Macarses were only moving towards the celestial sister. So he risked his life and called all the Macarses towards him and took this opportunity to tell the others to get out of there safely. Everyone went up, but only Shirley stayed here. With Shirley's help, Beta got out of the Macarses and came close to the mouth of the tunnel. But whenever the two of them went up, the Macarses trapped Shirley with a net and threw her down. Beta then came down to save Shirley and immediately saw their whole team back there again. They left here without anyone. They all refused to leave when they were fighting the spiders. By that time, more than 30 minutes had passed, so the sunlight had moved away and the door at the top of the tunnel had also closed. Now they were all stuck with the spiders. But Dr. Sun then gathered all the spiders in one place with celestial bone and spread fuel oil around them. Then they all made a thorny wall. After everyone got inside the wall, he found the letter and threw it out. The whole place caught fire. As soon as they saw it, all the spiders were about to die in the fire, but they were all having difficulty breathing due to the fire and smoke in the confined space. They realized that this was also a bad plan. But what else could they do now? Suddenly, Shirley noticed that the compass in his hand started turning upside down, just like it had done when he was on the boat for the first time. Shirley realized that they were very close to the river, and so they started hitting the wall because they realized that the river was on the other side of this wall. Monsters also come there and start hitting the walls from outside for a while. In the meantime, the wall is destroyed and enters the river water, and as soon as they get the chance, everyone comes out of there. But noticing the speed, the monster of that river is swimming after him. The monster almost catches him. Just then, a huge rock in the cave breaks and falls on him, and the monster gets stuck there. Then we see them all on the train. After a terrible adventure, they are all returning alive, so now it is time to return home. But Shirley then thanks Beck for saving her life, and everyone is very happy because finally this time he will be freed from his curse. And in fact, the businessman Wang at the beginning of the story was also a victim of this curse, so he was so desperate to get the celestial sister. The story ends here, but if you like such adventure stories, then we can bring you stories of finding mysterious things in such old tombs. But for that you must let us know in the comments.